Ask any Detroit hockey fan who their favorite all-time player is, and they will tell you Steve Eiserman. But long are the days when fans sported a replica Red Wings jersey with the word Eiserman printed on the back, but that might not be the case anymore. Little do hockey fans know, Steve and wife Lisa had 4 children, 3 girls and 1 boy, and that boy's name is Gordy. Gordy Eiserman is a 6'2" playmaker on the University of Michigan roster. He had an issue with ice time in the regular season, thus drastically dropping his stock in the upcoming NHL draft. Luckily, one team gave him a shot. That team is the same team that gave his father, Steve, the same shot in 1983, the Detroit Red Wings.
That is right, guys. We have chosen the Detroit Red Wings. Before I get into things, I want to thank Richard Head, easily the funniest guy in the NHL community. If you're ever in his streams or just talk to him on Twitter, he is hilarious. He makes me laugh all the time. And he put together that little clip of Gordy Eiserman, our new franchise player that I created. I will go into depth with the player, but we did choose Detroit Red Wings. I'm going to go through the roster. I edited the lines by myself. It probably took like 3 hours to edit everything, all the trades, all the free agency. It was a long process, but we're finally here. I've chosen the Detroit Red Wings, and I chose Detroit for a couple reasons. In the comments of the GM mode vote, there was a lot of comments saying, do Toronto, do the New York Islanders, blah, blah, blah. But I noticed with the people who said do Detroit, they gave a huge reasoning why, and I really looked at it, and it makes sense for us to do the Wings. They're not a rebuilding team, they're not a powerhouse, they're kind of right in the middle, and they have a really interesting team. I will get into the roster and everything, but there's a couple more things I want to go over before we do get into the roster and our new player, Gordy Eiserman. So let's talk about Gordy Eiserman for a little bit here. I did make him 90 overall, and you guys probably think, whoa, that's way too high, what the hell are you doing, you already ruined the GM, unsubscribe, blah, 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 blah. But when I tried this, and a couple people told me that creative players do not progress, and I actually didn't even know that. Apparently, Bear Gaming, he tried to put Jack Eichel into the draft, and he stayed at like a 73 for like 5 years. And I tried it out on another GM mode. I just made a random guy. Actually, his name was like Matthias Sikora. I don't know why I remember that, but he was a 5 green star player, and I simmed 5 years, and he didn't even get better once. He was an 80 overall throughout the whole thing. Didn't even get better once. And I played him a couple years in the minors, and I finally brought him up, and he didn't even get better one bit. So creative players do not progress. So I thought we have to make a player who's going to make an immediate impact, and we gave Gordy Eiserman a shot. The Detroit legend himself, Steve Eiserman's kid, Gordy Eiserman, named after the Detroit legend Gordie Howe. We're in Motown, we're in the Joe, whatever you want to call it, but that's why I chose to do Gordy Eiserman. And a bunch of you guys wanted me to do more of a parody player, like Joe Blow 420 Blaze It or something. There was a bunch of crazy comments, like people wanted me to do like Joe Mama and have his number like 69 YOLO. Like I wasn't gonna do that. GM mode is something that I kind of take more serious on my channel, so I decided to go with Gordy Eiserman, and I am really happy with the choice. People said to do a 90 overall player because creative players do not progress. He may go up by 1 or may go up by 2, but he's 18 years old, 6'2", 208, 90 overall, number 95, and he's awesome. Gordy Eiserman, what a guy. Look at his stats there. He's 18 years old. He has 3 years left on his entry-level deal. He has a one-way. I don't think he's going to be going down to the minors anytime soon, though, but Gordy Eiserman, baby, coming to the Joe, coming to Motown, there he is. So I think that's basically everything I have to get over about the creative player. Welcome, Gordy Eiserman. I love that name. Richard Head helped me pick him out, and I took your guys' comments, and I morphed this player. The majority of you guys wanted me to make other than the parody ones, wanted me to make like a 6'2", 210, 205 playmaker, a winger playmaker, and I definitely did that, and there he is, Gordy Eiserman. So I did update the rosters like I just mentioned earlier. It took a long time, but I did do them manually because I'm not sure when EA is going to make a roster change. So there's Kessler on Anaheim. Who else can I prove it? Where are they? Brooks Orpik is on Washington, as well as Niskanen. Vancouver has Bonino, a bunch of other people. And I did go ahead and edit players. I did every single move. I may have missed one or two, but it's too late now. I think they're just small ones, like Jordan Schrader to the Wild, I know just happened, and a bunch of smaller ones. So now is where it's gonna get a little bit annoying for people who do not care. You can go ahead and skip a couple minutes, but I'm gonna go over every player that I made better or that I made worse through the team. So I'm not gonna go to them on the actual game, which I have a list here. This took the longest time. I didn't really downgrade players too much. If anything, I juiced up players because I like to see players progress. I didn't touch the prospects in the AHL or the OHL or any of the junior leagues. The only prospect I did touch was Anthony Mantha. I made him a lot better because he doesn't really progress, and he's one of the best prospects in hockey right now. So quickly start with the Anaheim Ducks. I made Danny Heatley an 84 because I feel like he's got a lot to prove, and playing on a stacked Anaheim team, I think he's going to do great. I made Jakob Silverberg Green Star potential 3.5, and I made him an 83 overall as opposed to an 81. Like I said, I didn't really downgrade players too much. I like to see players live up to their potential. So the Bruins, I made Bergeron in 91 because I feel like he should be that overall. He is way too good to be an 89. And then I made Torrey Krug an 83, and I changed his potential. To Calgary, I made Hiller an 88 because I believe he is an elite goaltender. I made Sean Monahan Green Stars instead of yellow. I made Mason Raymond at 84 because he had an amazing year with, I guess not amazing, but he had a really good year with Toronto. And I made Giordano at 87 as opposed to a 85 because he definitely held the Flames on his back the whole year. The Hawks, I made Brandon Saad 83 overall. The Avalanche, I made Duchesne a 90 as opposed to an 87. If anything, I think people are going to be mad at that move, say it's too overpowered, but I believe Duchesne is top 10 talent in the whole league, and he definitely deserves to be a 90 in my eyes. I made Landeskog Green Stars as opposed to the yellow. I made Semyon Varlamov at 89 because a 84 or 85, whatever he was at, I think it was actually because the 83 he was at was way too low. He deserved to be an 88 plus, and he had an unreal year. I mean, Vezina Trophy candidate, you got to make him an 89. Dallas, I made Jamie Benn at 89 just because he's way too good. Thomas Jurko on Detroit, or Yurko, I made his potential a little bit better. Gustav Nyquist, I actually forgot to make his potential better, so he's still red stars, but he is 85 overall, so I did that. I made Johan Franzen a little bit worse, and I lowered potential. Edmonton, I made Ben Scrivens at 85. Yakupov, I made his potential worse because he is just having he's not doing very well in Edmonton. Florida is where I did a couple more players here. Dave Boland, I put down to an 82 because 84 is way too high in my opinion. I made Jussi Jokinen a lot better. I made him at 84. I put Eric Goodbranson's potential a little bit higher, and I lowered Luongo down to an 85. LA, I made them really overpowered because they're so sick. I made Brown at 88, Gabrick an 88. I made Toffoli's potential a little bit better, and I made Pearson's potential a little bit better, and I also made Justin Williams at 86 overall. I know this is really boring on the screen right now, but some people are really interested in what players I did upgrade, so I have to mention it. So it'll be a couple more minutes here. The Habs, I made Brendan Gallagher at 85 and Dale Weiss at 81 because he had a miraculous playoff. New Jersey, I made Schneiderman at 88. Who else here? We got the New York Rangers, I made Brassard at 83. McDonough at 89. I downgraded Nash to an 87. Kreider, I made to an 83 with better potential. And Hagelin, I made him a little bit better stats and potential-wise. Ottawa, I made Legwand worse because he shouldn't be at 84. Zibanejad, I gave him much better potential, and I gave him an 82 because I know he doesn't really progress. And then the biggest one, the Phoenix Coyotes, I made Biz Nasty, Paul Bissonnette, a 99 overall. And the biggest one of the day comes from the Phoenix Coyotes against the Arizona Coyotes now. I made Biz Nasty a 99 overall. I'm just kidding. I didn't do that. I didn't touch anyone on the Coyotes. San Jose, I made Thomas Hertl pretty good. The Blues, I made Steen at 87 because he had a crazy year. I also made Oshie at 87 because he had an awesome year as well. Tampa Bay, I made Bishop at 87. Dan Boyle at 83. Toronto, I made Bozak at 86. I made Phaneuf worse, and I made JVR a little bit better at 87 overall. Two more teams now. Vancouver, I made Nick Bonino at 85 and have better potential because he had like 58 points or something this year. Verbata, I made a little bit better. I made him at 85, and Alexander Burrows, I made him worse. I think he's like at 82 overall now. In Washington now, finally, Evgeny Kuznetsov, I made his potential a little bit better because he is a stud in Washington. So, finally, that's over with. I know that was really boring to listen to, but those are all the players that I tampered with. Now let's look at the lines. So, Detroit, the Joe, baby. Here we go. We got Henrik Zetterberg on the left wing, number 40, a super Swede, 32 years old. So I'm already noticing a couple of things with this team is age and cap. I'll get into the age thing right now. Zetterberg's 32 overall, and he's still a 70-point guy, no question. He can definitely get the job done. I'm not concerned about him for a couple more years. One player I am, though, is Pavel Datsyuk. You know, we could trade him right away while his trade potential is crazy, or we could use him. It's going to be up to you guys. I'm not going to get any simulation done in this episode. I kind of just wanted to get the feel for the wings and mention everything that I did do player-wise. So in the next episode, we will get into some simulation. I do want to hear your guys' opinions as well. And then on the right wing, we got Gordy Eiserman, baby. Gordy the prodigy, the 18-year-old, 90 overall prodigy, number 95, because of the year he was born in. What a beast, Gordy Eiserman. Love him. He's going to be a stud for us. Gustav Nyquist, I made him at 85. I kind of forgot to do his potential. I just slipped past me. There's nothing I can do about it now. He is 4 Red Star, which isn't terrible, so we got to play him right. He is the 85. He's definitely second line material. Darren Helm, probably a better third liner, but it's what we got to work with right now. I love Darren Helm. I'm a big Darren Helm fan. I actually met him probably 10 or 15 times when he played with the Medicine Hat Tigers in the WHL. He's awesome and he's a great guy. But Darren Helm there, and then Johan Franzen, who I kind of want to move. He's 84 overall. Like I said, I juiced him down a little bit because I feel like his time is all but over. We got Johan Franzen there, and then Justin Albucator, who's a really good young grinder, power forward, 82. I really like Justin Albucator. He's going to hold down the third line right wing spot, and then Stephen Weiss. Remember, I was talking about cap problems? This guy is a cap problem. 5 years at $4.9 million. Yeah, and he's impossible to trade. I've tried, honestly, I've probably tried a trade with every single team, and it doesn't work. There's no way we can trade this guy. I've tried to trade him for like a 7th straight up. I'd honestly take a bag of pucks. I would take a bag of pucks for Stephen Weiss right now. He's eating up cap, and there's some good free agents out there, like Michael Del Zotto's out there, who I do want to go get. We got Mike Ribeiro, who could fit this spot so good. Nyquist with Ribeiro would just be nasty, but we'll deal with that after. Then we got Thomas Tatar here. I made his potential a little bit better, and I made him at 80 overall. And the fourth line, we have Drew Miller, the brother of the newest Canuck, Ryan Miller. There he is. Decent fourth line left winger. He's actually on the right wing. We have Danny Cleary here, who's just a decent fourth liner once again. And then Riley Sheehan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I've never even heard of this guy. Well, he had a good playoffs in the AHL last year. Oh, it's because Detroit, or the Grand Rapids, actually won the Calder Cup. That's right. So he had a really good playoff there. He's a big dude, 6'2", 212. Hasn't played a game. Actually, he's played 2 games in the NHL, I believe. 2 games in the NHL, yeah, no points. So maybe he can be moved up once he progresses a little bit better here. But there's a couple problems. I'm running into a couple problems here, which is age and which is cap. And Weiss is going to kill us. There's some older guys, Datsuk's 35, so he's not going to be around forever. I just don't know how it's going to play out. I just don't know. We have no replacements right now. It's going to have to come via trade or via drafting, and I don't think Darren Helm is a #1 centerman once Pavel Datsyuk hangs him up. So hopefully we can get a better supporting cast here around Gordy, Eiserman. Defensively is where it's really weak and where I'm going to upgrade it right away. We got Kronwall, Quincy. Kronwall's a beast. He's like Zetterberg, though, exact same age. So they're probably going to retire around the exact same time, so we got to be mindful of that. And then we got Kyle Quincy here, who's at 83. He's decent. He's not going to get any better because he's 28, but there he is, Kyle Quincy. Probably a better second liner, but we'll deal with that. Erickson here, who is, I don't really actually know too much about this guy. Erickson's 29. He's a 9th round pick. Wow, man. The Wings just draft so good. Hopefully I can keep that up. But Josef Kindle here, who's pretty old as well, isn't he? He's only 26, so it's not bad. No real studs besides, well, obviously Kronwall is one of the best defensemen in the game. But other than him, we're looking really weak here. We got Brendan Smith, who's got really good potential. He's going to be something good for us in the future. And then we got Danny DeKaiser here, who was the big college free agent from last year, and he is hopefully going to be pretty good for us as well. And then in the cage, we got Jimmy Howard, baby, 88 overall, stud of a goaltender. I'm not the biggest Jimmy Howard fan because I'm a Canucks fan, obviously, and the Canucks and Wings don't really get along too much, but I think Jimmy Howard's going to be just perfect. I think Jimmy Howard's going to be a good goalie for us. I have really no concerns there. An unbreakable American, and then in the backup position, we have another super sweet here, that being Jonas Gustafsson, the monster, the ex-Toronto Maple Leaf, who had a really good year last year with the Wings, and really proved to everybody he could be a really good backup goaltender. So that's the team. I like the first line. Obviously, the first line right now is nasty. I'm already thinking about the future, though, but I will go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about with this Stephen Weiss thing. He is making a shitload of money, and it's not okay. He's getting paid more than Kronwall is, and that is ridiculous. 5 years left at that. I don't want to deal with that. We could try to send him to the minors, but will it? I really don't know if anyone's going to pick him up. He's just eating cap right now. Like, I can't even get rid of this guy, even if I tried to. Even if I wanted to, I could add a first, and it still will not go through. Like, for a 7th round pick, they won't take a first and Stephen Weiss. Like, it's pretty crazy. I don't really know what to do with Stephen Weiss. Yes, we could move him, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really hard. So that's where I need your guys' help. Prospects-wise, though, Anthony Mantha made him really good because he's one of the brightest prospects in hockey right now, and it made his potential outrageous. Not really outrageous, but he's going to be good for us. He's going to be really good. He's going to play. Oh, he's a right wing as well. I didn't even think of that. Gordy Eiserman's a right wing as well, so he'll probably play on the left wing. Whatever, though. He's 18 years old. He is a stud. He's going to be awesome for us in the future. Xavier Ouellette, who I really don't know too much about. He's 20 years old. He was drafted in 2011. He's a 74 overall defenseman. So you can see there's a pretty good prospect defenseman for us right there. Other than that, though, it's looking pretty weak in the prospect pool. Martin Ferk, who played with Drouin and McKinnon in the queue a couple years ago, so he's right there. He was a 2nd round pick. Ryan Sprawl, I don't really know too much about this guy as well. Another 2nd round pick, decent potential. Landon Ferraro, I know it gets pretty good in this game if you grow him correctly. But if you have any prospect goalies, Peter Mrazek or Mazrek, I really don't know how to pronounce his name, but he is looking like he could be a backup goalie probably next year to back up Jimmy Howard there. And is this Jake Patterson? Yeah, it is. Jake Patterson, really good goalie in real life. Not too good in this game, though. He's a beast in real life. This guy's going to be a stud in the NHL one day. I actually didn't know he was drafted by Detroit. They got a really good goaltender there. I'm a big Jake Patterson fan. And Jared Corneau, 6'5". Holy shit, the guy's a tank. I have no idea who this guy is. So that's the roster, guys. I'm really excited to do Detroit. Like I said, they're kind of in the middle of everything. They're not a powerhouse. They definitely have some rebuilding rebuilding to do for sure. How much cap room do we have? We have $2 million, and I want to sign Michael Del Zotto. So some way, somehow, I would like to sign a bunch of guys. I would love to have Ribeiro. I would love to have Setaguchi, and I know Jason Garrison is on the Tampa Bay Lightning. It was just a mistake. I accidentally dropped him to free agency, and I didn't go in and do it back. So it's kind of my bad. But I would like all of these guys. Like Del Zotto is a must. We have to get this guy. He's got really good potential. 23 years old. He's a must. I don't care what we have to do, who we have to trade. We're getting this guy. He's gonna play great alongside Cronwall. We have to get him. That's not even an option. We're getting this guy. I don't know how, but we're gonna do it somehow. We're gonna have to send someone to the minors, or I don't know. We're gonna have to do something, but we're gonna get Michael Del Zotto for sure. He's basically the best player you can get in free agency right now, other than Ian White. But 38 overall. Oh, you poor soul. Not the best looking chap out there. But goaltenders, we have Marty Brodeur, and that's basically it. Kent Simpson and Thomas McCullum. McCullum wouldn't be too bad. Bring him back to Detroit. He was a first-round pick in 08. Never really got to be where the Wings thought he would be. But welcome to Detroit. Welcome to the Joe. Welcome
City,
to a storied franchise here, and I am really excited to get things started here. So that's the team. This is a creative player, Gordy Eiserman. I want to thank you guys for all of the comments. There's something like 400 comments on that video, and definitely gave me a good idea on what player to make, and I think I made the right choice with Gordy Eiserman, the son of longtime Red Wings captain Steve Eiserman, and yeah, it's going to be good, guys. I'm really excited here. We're going to probably do about a 10-year GM with an option around like year number 7 or number 8 to either go to another team or to call it quits. But let's just get going here. I'm going to get this video uploaded and wait to see your guys' comments. What to do, who to trade. Stephen Weiss probably is going to be an untouchable, as weird as that sounds, because I've tried to package like Anthony Mantha and like Weiss for like a 5th round pick, and it won't go through. Stephen Weiss is honestly impossible to get rid of, and I really don't know. I really don't know what to do with this guy. So hopefully we can figure out something here. But if there's anyone you would like me to go get, or anyone that you think we should get, I think Del Zotto is a must for our team. Other than that, guys, I will see you in the actual first episode when we do get into some simulation here, and I hope you guys like the player that I chose. Big thank you to all of you guys for all of the comments, and big thank you to Richard Head for the awesome intro. I will see you guys in episode number 2. I want to see lots of comments down there. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.